The smallest was the hardest. Hello, mate.
On this episode of Bondi Vet,
can you try and stand on 3? Nope, you want to roll.
can Audrey find a solution for a fragile rescue kitten struggling to stay on her feet?
You can't lie on your back forever, although this is very cute.
Some idiot shot him with a skewer.
I really can't believe what I'm seeing.
Chris has a surprise visitor with a shocking problem.
If a blood vessel is actually attached to that, he could bleed to death. Whoa, hello.
And what can be done to help little Toby break his embarrassing habit?
I'm confident Scott's got a grip of the situation.
Toby, I'll enjoy that.
Come on, big boy. Let's get you sorted.
You make my world a better place.
Come on, there's your girl.
I can depend on you.
What's up?
In Sydney, cat rescuer Amy is waiting anxiously for Dr. Audrey to arrive to examine 17-day-old orphan Pixie.
Okay. Come on. I got a call that a stray cat had given birth to 5 babies. Unfortunately, 2 of them had died. One was healthy and one was Pixie. She was not eating, was very lethargic because her umbilical cord was wrapped around her back leg. Her leg was basically on its way to falling off. She was about to die any minute and needed intervention straight away.
Hi, Amy.
Hello.
So nice to see you again.
Good to see you again.
So who have we got here?
I've got Pixie here.
Pixie, I heard all about her foot.
Yes, she's had quite the journey already.
Baby. Well, let's get her in the van so I can check her out.
Awesome.
All right. Here we go, chicken. I've worked with Amy now for a couple of years. She's the founder of the Kitten Sanctuary. She rescues newborn kittens and the work she does is fantastic. So tell me a little bit about Pixie's story.
So she was born and she never had a first feed of mum or anything like that. About 36 hours in, she was found and they discovered Pixie had the umbilical cord wrapped around her foot.
Yeah, so that umbilical cord probably wrapped around her foot when she was newborn on the way
Yeah,
out?
I'd say so, and it just wasn't caught on until she was found, obviously.
No. Because this baby was a stray and the mother wasn't a really good mother, she left the umbilical cord wrapped really tightly around her foot, and unfortunately with time, that foot lost blood supply and died off. You've been keeping it really nice and clean.
Yeah.
You look very strong. Look at your little feet go. Hey? My concern now is as she develops, what are the problems that are gonna see with balance, with muscle development, with spine alignment. And my concern is this leg isn't actually getting the weight bearing that it needs. And also she's kind of bending her spine and lopsiding her spine just to use that leg. What if I just hold on to this up here? Can you try and stand on 3? Nope, you want to roll.
Yeah, she just
You want to
flops.
roll. Hey. Oopsie. Hi, baby girl. Hey, you're going to have to learn to stand. You can't lie on your back forever. Although, this is very cute. Ideally, the plan would be to do a full amputation of the right hind leg so that Pixie can use 3 legs perfectly normal. What I'm concerned about today is that she's not really using her normal left back leg properly. And that's probably because she's been contracting it to try and make it the same length as the affected leg. Even though we'd like to save as much of the limb as possible, it's actually stopping her from walking properly.
That's what I was thinking.
But because Pixie's so young, Audrey wants the fragile orphan to undergo several weeks of rehab before such drastic surgery.
So 2 things, we want to strengthen up the good leg. She can move it, she knows it's there, the reflexes are good, we just got to build up that muscle because once this leg's gone, she's going to have to learn to use that one really well.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to x-ray this one, just make sure there's no infection further up in the bone and then make a plan when to amputate it so that she can start walking properly.
I'm not really sure what to expect with Pixie. She is still a really young kitten and she is immunosuppressed. So she's basically at a high risk of infection. We're just hoping for the best possible outcome so that she can thrive and have great quality of life.
Oh, she's so trying. Oh, baby. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do with you. A lot of work. Bree! Here's little baby Pixie, and by baby I mean baby.
My goodness.
I have a complete soft spot for kittens. I have a rescue cat myself at home, and similar story, had a really rough start to life. I found him at 3 days old, had to teach him to suckle, had to do mouth-to-mouth CPR on him, and we got him through, and so now he's my cat. I think that's why I have a soft spot for rescue kittens. I know how much love they have to give us.
She just kind of does like a circle.
She's circling or rolling on her back.
Backwards.
So she's not using the good leg properly.
Yeah.
But for Audrey and Nurse Bree, taking x-rays of Pixie's rear legs won't be easy.
We're teeny tiny. I'm not keen to put her under anaesthetic. So I've got to lie her straight and take a quick view of the leg.
Yeah.
And I have a plan.
Hi.
We're going to give you some milk. Because milk makes everything better. And then you're going to go into your milk trance and you're going to lie still on the plate for me.
Yeah.
How about that?
You listen to your aunties?
It's much better than an anaesthetic. Pixie's barely 300 grams, and there always is a risk when you're putting anything as young or as small under general anaesthetic or sedation. It's a lot to process through such a tiny body. So things are a little bit more difficult than we planned. Pixie's got a bit of fight in her, which I like. She's suckled a little bit better then. It should be instinctive for them to suckle, but because she was sick as soon as she was born and didn't suckle straight away, she's kind of missed out on that important learning time. The bottle feeding does not work at all. She doesn't get milk drunk. She's actually having a really hard time bottle feeding at all, so we have to go to plan B. Plan B is get Pixie into the Zen zone. There's a couple of ways that I've found in the past that works for kittens. You can give them a stroke on their forehead till they get into the zone, or sometimes a bit of a chin massage does the trick.
Hi, baby. Oh my gosh, Angel.
Hopefully Audrey's Zen technique will help Pixie stay still long enough to take her all-important x-rays.
All right, let's get this shot really quickly. We don't have much time.
Okay, x-rays. Alrighty, let's see how we go.
Fingers crossed.
Not bad. So, hip, and then over here is what we call the shin bone or the tibia and fibula. And then down here should be her foot. And you can see there's a few of the foot bones or the ankle bones left in there. If you compare it to your hand, she's kind of cut it off here. It's not even here, it's here. So it's not great we've got a few small bones left in this area because there's a lot of stress with her pushing her weight on that. But we have got healthy bones and healthy joints all the way up the leg, so we could potentially amputate at any point quite safely. I think looking at Pixie today and also looking at the x-ray, we've made the right decision to do a full amputation of that right leg. But unfortunately, we've got a bit of work to do before then. She's got to gain weight, she's got to eat properly, and most of all, I want her to be able to use her good left leg properly. That's going to mean some physio. So fingers crossed Pixie makes it through the next couple of weeks before we even attempt to do any surgery. I want her to walk a bit better.
Do you think she's going to be okay?
As long as she makes it to 2 kilos.
You know, it's okay.
2 weeks later at the Kitten Sanctuary,
Still going.
Amy is busy as usual caring for the vulnerable newborns and neonatals she's rescued.
Hello. You're doing so good. That was a big feed.
But among the dozens of fortunate kittens in her care, sadly tiny Pixie isn't one of them.
Pixie was fighting a really hard battle. Along with Dr. Audrey's help, we tried everything we could to save her. She was in the incubator for so long. She was doing so well up and down, but ultimately she couldn't deal with everything she'd been handed. It was a long journey, and in the end, it was really devastating that she couldn't make it. Pixie was a really hard loss for me. We just had such a bond. And having her pass away so suddenly, it was such a shock.
Like most of the kittens Amy rescues, Pixie's sad story could have been avoided if her mother wasn't roaming the streets undesexed.
What do you want? Had she been born somewhere safe, she wouldn't have had that long endured suffering. So if you have a kitten that goes outside and it's not just sex, by 4 months of age, it can get pregnant, which means it's giving birth on the streets at 6 months of age, which is going to leave the mum in a terrible state and the baby's in an even worse state. You're so full. You can't have any more.
Today, Amy is doing her part to break this cycle of suffering by bringing another young family to see Audrey for an important health check.
Well, come on in.
Thank you.
Come on in. Amy's brought Bambi and her 6 kittens in for a checkup. She was very malnourished and very young when she was pregnant. How old is she now?
Yeah, we think she's only about 9 months now that the babies are 12 weeks.
I mean, she just still looks like a baby.
I know, she came to us at about 6 months pregnant.
Only a teenage pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Have a look in there.
If the young mum and her litter of 6 are in good health, Audrey will de-sex them. Soon after, it's hoped they will all be adopted and find new homes.
She seems pretty good. I'm happy with how she's going. Everything seems to have settled down.
Awesome.
All right, shall we check out your babies? Kittens and cats are really, really cute, but it is a real problem when you've got a big population of stray cats and kittens out in the environment, getting sick, spreading diseases. It's actually really upsetting when we know that it's an easy fix. All you need to do is de-sex them, give a cat a forever home, keep them healthy, and the whole problem is solved. You guys ready to go? Find a nice family? All right, well, I think they're pretty healthy to get de-sexed next week.
After completing her checks, Audrey gives Bambi and all 6 of her babies a clean bill of health.
Bambi's been an amazing mother to all 6 of her babies. She's been completely devoted, which is really crazy for such a young baby herself. Okay, I'll go first. One
by one, Amy is determined to give every kitten in her care a brighter future.
Give me. It's really important that we fight for the lives of every single one of our kittens. They don't do well on the streets. We unfortunately see a lot of death in rescue, a lot of grief, a lot of suffering, and it's so easily prevented by just sexing your pet.
From Mars, and I bought that Karawong I told you about that had been shot with an arrow or a skewer or something.
At the Bondi Clinic, Marie Claude from rescue organisation Wires has brought in a distressed Karawong.
So what's happened?
Some idiot shot him with a skewer.
Wow. When I first look at this Karawong, I really can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, there is a wooden skewer there, but it's sticking right into this bird. He's going to be pretty stressed out because he's obviously a wild bird. So he's had that sticking out for 2 months like that?
It was this big before. I don't know where the rest of it is gone. And I didn't know if it was stuck in his flesh. I didn't know anything. I could only see him from far away. This is the first time I'm so close to him.
It took Marie Claude 8 weeks to lure the injured bird into her cage.
So you had to train him to trust you enough to be fed out of this cage, and then eventually you got to the stage after 2 months that you could close the door? Yeah. To commit 2 months to helping this bird, it's pretty extraordinary. I mean, it shows a huge amount of patience, but so much compassion for a creature she barely knows.
So I hope you're not going to tell me, sorry, we have to put him down.
Well, I hope I don't have to say that as well, because after everything that 2 of you have been through, it's the last thing you need. Okay, so could you just hold his beak there, just so he doesn't get any more?
It's a strong beak you have
Yeah,
there?
he's got my finger in it.
Ah, God, yes. And now he's got my...
We can see it goes through the top here, but is that body or is that wing? Let's just roll him gently.
Oh, baby.
Okay, so it's going through his wing.
Straight through.
So I don't really want to remove this skewer here with him conscious, because the stress of doing that is going to be too much for him. But also, if a blood vessel is actually attached to that and that ruptures, with him awake, he could bleed to death. The only option we're left with really is to perform surgery with an anaesthetic. But it's an anaesthetic with risks, and those risks are only increased by the fact this Karawong isn't well. He's looking lively enough that I think he'll be able to handle an anaesthetic.
Chris is starting the delicate surgery to remove a skewer from the wing of a wild Karawong.
I just need to work out exactly what we're looking at here. Looking at this now, it's pretty clear. I mean, you can see the skewer is at the heart of the problem, but in turn it's actually created a second issue, which is each time he moves, he actually spikes himself, and that's where this abscess here has come from as well. So today we'll have to take care of both problems. When you consider that Arrow has been pierced with a skewer, he's been barely able to fly and must have been in so much pain, it's really a miracle he's even got this far. You can see now, the problem we're facing is that this skewer's been in for so long, it's actually become essentially a part of Arrow. I mean, Arrow's attached tissue to it and tried to live with it when really it's doing him no good and he needs to let go of it, but now his body just isn't wanting to.
Very well attached.
It's not coming through. The fact this is an old injury makes it even more of a challenge, because not only are you fighting against the body's best efforts to fix the problem itself, but you also could be looking at a long-standing infection. Both of those together make this quite a difficult procedure. So I'm having to be quite forceful and get in and around the base of it and take away all the attachments that the body just naturally forms to anything that's foreign. Oh, it should be enough. One final push. There we go. There it is. So you can just see how much there was hooked in there.
Arrow's ordeal isn't over yet. Chris now needs to remove the abscess that has formed around the skewer.
Just try to neatly cut around the base of it. That's actually not an abscess. I think you may actually have another bit of skewer.
Really?
You've got to feel for Arrow. I mean, not only has he had to deal with that piece of wood stuck into his body, but it turns out he's got another piece right next to it. He's had to be a fighter.
Hang in there, buddy.
Okay, I'm ready to close up. Get some stitches there. I'm pretty happy.
Looking good.
That's our last stitch there. All right, so I'm hoping after being incredibly unlucky, Arrow has just had his luck change.
Chris is making a house call with a special delivery.
Hello. So,
Hello.
what happened?
We have good news.
Good.
Everything's gone really well. When Marie-Claude first brought Arrow into the clinic, she was convinced that I'd say that he had to be put down. So now to be able to bring him back to where it all began, minus the skewer, it's a good feeling. So, you need to see the new Arrow.
Hey, look at him.
All right, so
Hey, baby.
and he's looking lively.
Arrow will stay in Marie-Claude's care for another 6 weeks. Chris will then assess if he's well enough to be set free.
Probably the best plan is to give him some food for a few days,
Yes?
get his strength back, and then once he's healed up a little bit more, then he can be released. Does that sound okay?
Yes, we're gonna take good care of him. Hello, my bird. This is food coming for you before you go away. Last meal.
6 weeks after delicate surgery to remove a skewer from its wing, Arrow the Karawong is full of energy and ready to receive visitors.
Come through.
Okay. Looking forward to seeing him.
So pleased to see you.
How's he been going?
He's been doing very well, I hope. He's been eating and he's very active. He wants to go.
Look at him. He's not still at all, is he?
No. He wants to go now.
And look, whatever you're doing, it's working because he is lively. Probably the most encouraging thing that I can see in Arrow right now is the fact that he's pacing the cage. You've got to remember he's a wild bird and he wants to be back in the wild, and that right now is the most important sign. And the great thing is that this wing looks like it can function without any problems, and that skewer has missed all the bones, all the blood vessels, luckily, and also the nerves, so there should be no problem flying. In fact, I'm pretty sure Arrow is actually telling us that he's ready.
Oh, you're such a lucky bird.
Looking at Arrow's wounds, they've healed up incredibly well. So there's no reason to hold this wild bird back. It's time to send Arrow in the right direction. It's you, it's all you. Go.
Oh.
Straight down the side of the house.
Yes. No goodbyes, nothing. Just went straight through. I'm glad his ordeal is over. And for me, you know, watching an animal slowly die in front of you every day, it was really stressful.
Yeah.
So you did good for me too. Thank you, Doctor.
You're a beauty, Marie-Claude. Well done to you, okay?
Toby, go get it. Go get it.
In Cambridgeshire, sprightly 3-year-old Toby doesn't look like he needs a visit to the vet, but Toby's developed a disturbing habit.
Toby. Well, Toby is our little puppy. He's not a puppy. He'll be 3 in July, and he does have his problems. Yay, good man. He'll come outside, he'll have a wee, and then he'll go inside and he'll start licking. And then he'll lick and lick and lick his private bits. I would have thought that once he was neutered,
That would taken care
that
of.
would taken care of the problem, but this has been an ongoing thing. And I kept thinking, maybe he'll stop this, he'll outgrow this, but he's not. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? We tried the collar. It's very restrictive for him.
Yeah.
I've got the little onesie type thing, and that stops him. But as soon as you take that off, he's right back at it. Somebody's gonna have to sort you out.
While putting on a brave face, expat American Pamela and her husband Kevin are worried about why Toby is excessively licking his penis.
Once it comes out and it gets stuck, then there is signs of discomfort that he's getting because it is stuck. So from that side of things, the problem needs sorting.
Are you ready to go? It's gonna be a long trip.
Pamela and Kevin have contacted Scott, hoping he can help.
I emailed Scott. It was quite an explicit description because I thought he would need more details.
Hopefully Scott
Can sort him out.
It's a great email, isn't it?
I've never really read anything like that before, Scott Wagner.
This dog has got some issues I'm hoping to be able to fix.
But he sounds like he's enjoying himself.
Almost too much.
Yeah.
Come on, good boy. See, Scott? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
You must be Pamela and Kevin. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too,
Thanks for coming down and seeing us. Now let's see the man of the hour.
The man of the hour is Toby.
Toby.
Hello, handsome boy. How are you?
Hi.
All right then, come on, Toby. Let's get you in that consult room. Hey, stop making Kirsty blush. Come on. Pamela and Kevin have written me possibly one of the funniest emails I think I've ever read, and I needed to meet them off the back of that, and I need to meet this dog, Toby. He's been a very naughty boy. So let's see the problem. Whoa, hello. Yeah. Does it stay out that far a lot?
Yes, most of the time.
Really? Most of the time it looks like that. How does it come to be out?
He will go outside sometimes, have a wee, come in, Dogs normally lick themselves after they've had a wee.
Yeah.
But he just continues.
Right.
And then he'll lick and lick. And if I call him, he'll look up at me like, yeah.
The problem is something called paraphimosis, or in layman's terms, having your lip stick out, is something that we do see in the vet practice quite regularly. But generally, with castration, the testosterone level wanes and these animals are absolutely fine. But in Toby's case, not only has castration not worked, but it's actually got worse. So I wonder if it's that he is a little bit sensitive in that area, and then by licking the area to appease whatever it is that's irritating him, he stumbled across the fact that's a pretty enjoyable pastime, and then he's just taken it to a whole other level.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we need to look at this as a two-pronged treatment.
Right.
The penis is almost a little bit too big for the prepuce, the skin.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the banana's too big for the banana skin.
Right.
And when it pops out, it actually almost tourniquets around the end of his willy.
Yep.
And all the laughter aside, that can actually be dangerous because
Yeah.
it can block off the blood supply. It can damage the urethra, which is the tube from the bladder to the outside. So then it can have urinary issues. You can have blocked bladder as a result. So there's a lot of potentially very concerning symptoms. So I need to try and improve its size and shape. And the way that I'll be increasing the aperture where his penis comes out is by just stretching it and opening it up a little bit. Right. I'll also be placing a tack, I think, further up to try and hold, almost if you think of, a sausage in a bun. If you held the bun up, then the sausage will stay in it. And that's what I'm hoping will happen here with Toby.
As far as I'm concerned, Toby's in the perfect hands.
I'm confident Scott's got a grip of the situation.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good one. He's got a grip of it. Yeah, Toby will enjoy that.
I'm going to sort you out first. No. I don't normally mind a puppy kiss, but for him, a handshake is better.
There you go.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello. Oh, hello.
This is Toby.
Hi, Toby.
In the Richmond clinic, 3-year-old Toby is about to undergo some unusual surgery.
He's got a little bit of an embarrassing problem, haven't you, mate?
Oh, no.
Shall we share with the girls? They're nurses, so they'll understand. That's the problem.
Oh, dear. That's a bit unfortunate. So during the surgery, I'll be doing the anaesthetic and just making sure that everything's okay. Mainly the top end, whilst he deals with the bottom end.
Okay, sleepy time, sweetheart. Once Toby's under anaesthetic, I can really understand what's going on with his male parts. It looks even more prominent on his side there, doesn't it? One really painful finding is the hairs growing on the end of the prepuce are actually folded inward, and that's one of the major reasons why he can't retract his penis, because it just grinds to a halt. As it sticks to the hairs, the penis dries out and it stays out. We'll do a bit of clipping, okay, or in his case, he needs a bit of a good old manscape. So we're gonna clip all this hair away as much as we can. And one thing you can really see there is just how dry it is at the end.
It looks sore, doesn't it?
It does look sore.
Well, hopefully this will make him more comfortable.
Yeah. Come on, big boy. Let's get you sorted. Moving Toby into the surgery room and then getting all prepped and ready to go. The first thing I'm going to do is enlarge the opening that the prepuce has to allow for the penis, when it does come out, that the penis can go back into that bag and be nice and comfortable. So that's part one done. You can see now has a much bigger aperture, much bigger opening, which will just allow his willy to come out when it's going to. Now what I want to do is just place the stay suture up higher. And what I'm hoping that's going to do is stop when it retracts, it can flick back in where it should in its little sleeping bag. So you can see that, Gina? So it's now sitting up much higher. All right, there you go, there's his new designer penis.
Well done, Scott.
All right, so you can wake up. I feel that I have made sure that in future, even if Toby keeps up with this, well, a little bit of a naughty, mischievous habit, that at least his penis can return to where it should go, which is back in the comfort of the prepuce, and it looks so much nicer as well.
I've Be glad when Toby gets out of here.
Yeah.
Toby's owners Pamela and Kevin will be relieved when they hear the surgery is over.
Hey. Hey. So here's your little champ. There he is.
Little man. How are you?
So he has done very well. He has a new little designer prepuce down there. So what I'm hoping is that if it does come out, it can go back pretty quickly and pretty easy. Yeah.
Scott also has a solution that should stop Toby from licking himself.
We could also use a little bit of apple spray in the area, and it might just be that he licks it. Generally, they hate the flavour, and hopefully he'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very pleased. Very pleased. This is my baby, my fur baby. So looking forward to getting him home.
Well, I'm sure he wants to be quite a long distance away from me, so...
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully I get to come up and see you guys in Cambridge here soon and just see how he's getting on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
Bye, champ. See you later.
See you later. Say bye-bye.
Okay, bye. He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
See
right.
ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you, Christy.
Go on.
Bye.
Scott is keen to see for himself if the little dog's rather embarrassing problem has been sorted.
Hello, Toby.
Hello.
Hello, Pam.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
I'm really well.
Good.
Have you been behaving yourself?
Yeah, he's been a good boy.
Great, let's have a chat. Whoa, hello.
Toby's fascination with a certain part of his anatomy was proving to be a serious medical issue, and Scott was forced to operate.
There you go, his new designer penis.
Well done, Scott.
Well, the first thing I can see is that the hole that his penis could come out of, the prepuce, is a lot bigger, so it's maintained the size, so it should mean that at least it slips back into that covering rather than get stuck out, which was the problem. The second thing was, of course, his behavioural problem, his habit of
licking
the area.
I use the apple bitter spray.
Oh, yeah, I see that here. Yeah. Oh, look, he doesn't even like the look of it now.
No, he doesn't.
It's almost like just getting out the bottles enough to put him off.
It does put him off. Scott was thrilled with Toby's progression here.
A team effort.
It was, definitely. And Toby's now a different dog.
It's very good to see now, though, that he isn't focusing so much on himself, and all that me time is now translated into family time, which is just far healthier, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eh? Far nicer for everyone. Hey, yes, share the love, my friend.
I'm really going to need my wits about me today. I'm on my way to meet Jace, who owns Hunter Valley Zoo, and he needs a hand moving some alligators. It could be an interesting day.
Australian Reptile Park General Manager Tim Faulkner is on his way to another zoo in the Hunter Valley.
Good morning, mate.
Morning, Timmy. How are you, mate?
Good. What's going on?
Mate, I need a hand with these gators. They're giving me some grief.
Are they? Where are they?
Down in the park.
I know. Let's go.
I've asked him to come to the Hunter Valley Zoo today to give us a hand. We've got 7 young gators here that originally come from the reptile park. And what happened in the last couple of weeks, I think, they've tunnelled underground in the edge of the dam wall. So we need to get these guys out without anybody getting injured.
The gators need to be moved urgently.
So you've called me up to help you get the 7 gators that we set up here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to move them into here.
Game plan is to drain this, get them out of here, backfill it, and it'll eliminate the problem.
Yeah, beautiful. Look, he's dropping now. Straight under.
Yep.
Right into that burrow.
Straight in that burrow with his mates, I'd reckon. They know where to go.
You got that pump?
Yep, ready to go.
Righto, let's
Start her up.
When gators hibernate, they naturally want to dig and put themselves into a burrow. Now, there's 2 reasons that that's a problem here. Firstly, the keepers can't see them daily to make sure that they're okay. And more importantly, this burrow could collapse. That would crush and kill them all.
As the water's going down, we're seeing the size of this burrow. A lot bigger than what I expected. All good?
Chuck Jace, you and I are going to catch the gators?
Yes, mate.
Yeah? What do you want to do then?
Then we've got a couple of guys here to wash.
Okay.
So we're going to catch them, pass them over the fence.
Yep.
Boys are going to wash them down, get them into the clean pool.
Tim and Jason have to be vigilant. One wrong move could result in disaster.
That's a good size gator.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, don't go backwards, buddy. Even though these gators are only a few years old, they can still pack a nasty bite. Over to the boys and we'll come back for the next. Got him?
Wash him up and get him looking good for the new pool.
Okay. The first two should be pretty easy. They're outside of the burrow and they're close enough that I can just reach down and grab a tail.
Whip it
Jason,
that age,
hand.
mate. Yep.
On there. Yep, up. The third gator's sitting right in the middle of the pool. I can't reach his tail. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to use a pole and rope and put a noose either over his snout or head and then take him up the bank onto the grass. Settle down, buddy. Settle down. So far, we've managed to stay pretty clean, but all the gators that were out have now been caught. The next 4 are down in the burrow. The shoes need to come off. We're getting dirty. Jeez, I don't like putting the hand in there. I'm going to try and put a rope around the tail. That'll give us a bit more to pull on and hopefully get it out.
These young alligators can't be underestimated. They're about 1.5 meters in length, but they are full of muscle. When they have an explosion of energy, really difficult to hang on to.
Oh, got him. Let's got him. Let's go.
Move quicker than us on this mud, mate.
Okay, let's go right up to... Whoop. Just watch for it to swing, eh? Back up. One more.
Stronger.
Got him.
Yep.
1, 2.
3. You all right, boys? Yep. All yours.
I'm grabbing number 5. I could get lucky. I put the rope in there, close to the gator, and it bites it. Bang. Right on the rope. Noose pulls tight, and out she comes. Bring him out a bit. Yep. That rope's going to slip. A bit more to you. Okay, I'm going to take that rope off.
Yeah, mate.
There we go. The last 2 gators, they're right back in the burrow, and we can only see glimpses of them. Now it gets hard. Give it a pull. Got him?
Yep.
We're on.
Yep, we got him.
We've been trying to get the 7 gators out of this pond for over an hour now. We've got 1 left, and it's a problem. We can't even see it. We don't even know where it is.
We're filling this pond back in, so he's got to come out.
Okay. Hold on, what's that? I can see him. We found him. Now we know where the head is, but there's only one way to get him. I've got to go in that burrow. The plan is, if I can grab tail, I will.
Yep.
If not, I'll try and move it where we can get a rope.
Yep.
But either way, mate, if I sing out, please drag me out by the legs.
Yep, will do, mate. You all right, mate?
I'm right inside the burrow. It's dark, muddy, wet, and there's an alligator in here. This is risky, and it's really difficult.
Yeah, you got a tail.
Okay, mate, I've got
right.
it. I need help out.
Okay. Help me out.
Help out.
All right.
Watch him. I've got his tail, and I can see his head, and I'm just watching that he doesn't swing around. Now, Jace comes in, his hands are on, it's time to pull him out. But that's not easy. We're stuck, knee-deep in mud. Help out.
All right.
Finally, after a major struggle,
Well, little guy's proven the toughest.
The toughest.
the gator is out.
The smallest was the hardest.
You had yourself buried in there.
Hello, mate. Wow. We hand over the last gator for a washdown. That's it, job done, and job done well. A bit hairy for a minute, but ended up fine. Lucky last. Lucky last. Away you go. He's off.
Well done.
These gators have gone from a natural pond into a small artificial pond, but that's temporary. They're young, and once they grow a bit bigger, they can be moved to the big dam with the rest of the gators. Good on you, mate.
Well done.
Job well done. Job well done.
Thanks, Timmy. It was great to get Tim up today. We got a little bit muddy and a bit dirty, but we got the gators moved and the job's done.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen for more great content. And for free, exclusive, never seen before Bondi Vet stories, all you have to do is sign up to bondipet.com, and you can do so via the link in the description.